We take a glance at the world and we search for the newest events. This is Flash News Show. I'm Karolina Pączkowska. Welcome from the heart of Europe, straight from Warsaw in Poland. The fight against coronavirus and economic recovery based on digital technologies. This is the latest plan of the Visegrad Group. V4 celebrated its 30th anniversary in Krakow, Poland, at Wawel Castle. The special guest was the head of the European Council, Charles Michel.
Rebuilding after years of communism and rebuilding after the pandemic. This is what Poland, Hungary, the Czech Republic and Slovakia have in common. The Visegrad Group wants to take care of its interests in the European Union together. We will be able to enter this new era after COVID-19 with hope for a better future.
We need to work together. We need to cooperate together in order to make progress, in order to protect our citizens.
Poland will be in fourth place among the countries that will get the most money from the reconstruction fund, worth 750 billion euros.
And that's not all. As the summit of the Visegrad Group heads of government, it's not only about political and economic agreements, but also the handing over of an exceptional gift by the decision of Hungarian government. After several hundred years, the valuable armor of Sigismund II Augustus was returned to Poland.
Again, it is in Poland, a unique souvenir, the armor of Sigismund II Augustus. So far, it belonged to the collection of the museum in Budapest. In the name of Polish-Hungarian friendship, we return this armor to you, hoping that sooner or later in history, everything will return to its place. A symbol of Polish-Hungarian friendship, but also a symbol of the power of the Polish state. We are dealing with an unprecedented event. This unique gift from the Hungarian government was handed over after the V4 summit in Krakow. The armor was prepared for him on the occasion of an engagement that took place in 1533, so it's actually a boy's armor for a 13-year-old boy. The future king of Poland got it as a gift from Ferdinand I of Habsburg, his future father-in-law. It is a valuable souvenir. According to estimates, it may cost as much as a couple of million euro. But its historical value is priceless.
In Flash News, we look global, but we also look local. Medics, seniors and teachers. These groups are already covered by the national vaccination program. To date, over 2,200,000 doses have already been administered. Unfortunately, the number of cases of COVID-19 in Poland is increasing now. Experts appeal for reason and responsibility.
7-kilometer traffic jam and crowds of people. These are not the pictures from a year ago. It was like this in recent days in Szczyrk. Although most skiers cover their mouths and noses, it is impossible to keep distance. There is a lot of people, and that's the worst part. Lots of people, as you can see, for the middle of the week. I'm hoping that I will make it to the mountains eventually. You may be able to ski even in such a crowd, but it is a great risk. Coronavirus spreads fastest in large gatherings of people, and it depends on us more than on the virus. We believed that we were safe. We must not behave this way in a pandemic. We just can't. We have to follow certain rules because these are the rules that protect us all. Irresponsibility during a pandemic has very painful consequences. The Minister of Health warns that if the weekly average of infections surpasses 10,000, a return to severe restrictions is certain. If we are irresponsible, if in addition a more infectious mutation of the virus is added, then of course we should expect a spike in the number of daily cases. As of Wednesday, more than 8,600 cases of coronavirus have been detected. Nearly 55,000 tests were performed. More than 2,200,000 vaccines have been administered nationwide.
Coronavirus update starts now. Johnson & Johnson has submitted an application to the European Medicines Agency for the approval of a vaccine against COVID-19. At the same time, the European Commission reports that the number of orders have been increased with another manufacturer.
Another vaccine supply contract from Moderna is a response to the emergence of new strains of the virus. So far, the vaccines that have been authorized in the EU appear to be effective against the new mutations. Confusion and indignation not only in Italy. The daily Corriere della Sera reports that the Venetian regional government wants to buy 15 million doses of Pfizer's vaccine on its own. Neither the Italian government nor the governor has revealed how the local government of Venice is able to buy vaccines within days that are in short supply throughout the European Union. The news is all the more shocking given that the EU co-financed the vaccine research and now companies are delaying deliveries to EU countries. The Commission suspects that companies are selling the products to those who will offer a higher price. The Czech health minister is warning that the healthcare system is approaching its limits. It was necessary to close counties in the most affected regions, increased controls on the Polish-Lithuanian border. Slovakia has asked for medical assistance from abroad. The government requested the activation of the EU civil protection mechanism.
And now we talk about the weather as the winter is still on in USA. More than 30 victims of winter in the mentioned country. The weather Armageddon and the lowest temperatures in decades are affecting especially the inhabitants of Texas. Millions of people are without electricity and a state of natural disaster has been declared.
Thousands of cancelled flights, power grid failures and buried roads. In a word, a paralysis. This is the situation in Texas after the visit of snowstorm Uri. Snow and freezing temperatures have left more than 2 million families without electricity. Many people were desperate, searching for ways to stay warm.
Power went out. Rode it out for most of the day. I've been coming out because we have 2 kids, keeping them warm, and slept here last night hoping the power would come on this morning.
Also in Nebraska, thermometers showed minus 35 degrees Celsius and more than 40 inches of snow fell in the Chicago area.
I think Mother Nature is bipolar. I really do. She's off her meds, and I think we're paying for it because last year it wasn't that bad. But this year it's really, it's really hitting us hard.
Winter attacked also in Greece and Israel. In Poland, the situation is stable. In the morning, icebreakers on the Vistula River resumed their work. But according to the Institute of Meteorology and Water Management, thaw is coming, what may cause local floods.
Today is Ash Wednesday, which marks the end of Carnival and the beginning of Lent in the Catholic Church. It is a time of penance and conversion.
This is the most important gesture of Ash Wednesday, the sprinkling of ashes on the heads of the faithful by the priest. It is a symbol of our desire to repent. That is, we come to church, we sprinkle ashes because we realize that we are sinners. Lent is a 40-day preparation for the resurrection of the Lord and Easter. It is also a time to return to God, Pope Francis said at the Vatican. It is a time to review the paths we are on, to find the way that leads us back home, to rediscover the fundamental relationship with God on whom everything depends. Fasting, almsgiving and prayer, these are the 3 pillars of Lent. This year, the Ash Wednesday celebrations are aligned with epidemic requirements.
This is Flash News and still more to come. Now time for topics out of this world. Literally, you can already count down the hours until the landing of another NASA Mars rover. This time, Americans have sent to the red planet a vehicle called Perseverance, whose mission may be one of the most important in the history of whole NASA.
The Perseverance rover has been flying towards Mars since last July. The landing, according to scientists, is expected to occur around 4 p.m. Washington time. Data from the Martian vehicle will arrive on Earth with a delay of several minutes. They will be analyzed by specialists from NASA, who do not hide that the most important task of the mission is to look for traces of life on the red planet. Time runs away and no amount of money can stop it. Paris Hilton, heiress to a hotel fortune, can't do it either. She's just celebrating her 40th birthday. It would be difficult to define her profession. She has already been a model, singer, actress, fashion designer, television star and businesswoman. But she's best known for being famous, and she indeed has been for many of those 40 years. This is an optimistic image for those who have had enough of winter. The blossoming plum trees of Wuxi in the eastern Chinese province of Jiangsu announced the imminent arrival of spring. Those longing for spring are attracted to gardens not only by the dazzling display of colorful blossoms, but also by the intoxicating fragrance. It cannot be replaced by the most sophisticated perfumes because only nature can create such a composition. Running over hurdles performed by a flock of mule deers. It got too cold in the mountains and they flee to the valleys to escape the cold. In Sublette County in the U.S. state of Wyoming, they do this every year. This year, however, they encounter more fences put up by pasture owners, so they have to face new challenges.
And that's a wrap. Thank you very much for joining us on Flash News. Let's see each other tomorrow, same time on tvp.info. Goodbye.